Okay, Sylvia, first off, if you are here and you're watching this video, I appreciate you that you come back to Messenger, but obviously I'm talking to this camera on another time, not knowing if or when you're going to come back and if you're going to watch this video. So obviously I'm not really speaking to you. In reality, I'm speaking to myself on the camera, pretending to speak to you. I'd much rather have a real conversation than to just have a one-way conversation. Now, from a global perspective, I don't know, Sylvia, if you're in Brazil or England, but I am here in Denver, in North America, and a trucking business we call the 48 states, the lower 48. And if you are indeed in South America, obviously, you could be in Sao Paulo here, if that's where you are. But there is also the possibility you could be in England too. Could be in England, but I don't know because we're not talking. But I'm assuming you're somewhere on the planet. And I'm hoping and praying that you're okay. Now I'm gonna zoom in on into Denver a little closer so you can actually see not only where the city is, but where my neighborhood is, where my Mercantile Square loft is located in lower downtown. I'm showing that to you right now. Lights on. So anyway, I have just a small bathroom. It's nothing fancy. In fact, as small as you can get. Sink, toilet, and a shower. The shower is nice and hot. This is about the size of the bathrooms at truck stops that I used to take showers at when I had fuel credits and took showers at a truck stop when I was on the road. They're about this size. This is my bedroom. The light's not on, but I emptied the bedroom. I had my queen size bed on this floor, and I'm gonna turn this into my office, dedicated video studio. So I used the floor space instead of for a bed, for another space to do my video editing and have an office. This brick is from the 1800s. This whole neighborhood where I'm in, all the buildings are from historical time in Denver from the 1800s. They were like warehouses for the train station. Very carefully, please, because I'm gonna be sharing some very critical information on December 4th, 2023. By the time you watch this, whether you're one of my Lyft subscribers or a friend popping by to catch up and see what my latest stuff going on is, this is very important. Okay. I'm intentionally recording this on my walk from Whole Foods on the west side of Union Station. It's about a 4-minute walk to do two things: to share in real time how long it takes me to go from Whole Foods Union Station to my loft, and to tell you about what just happened today, which is extremely important. Some background real quick. I came back here to Denver for a second time after being away as a resident for 14 years. So one of the many things I could talk about is how is Denver different now that I'm back 14 years later, and plus I'm 70. When I moved here originally, I was 37 years old. I'm gonna probably take the elevator, dude. And we're trying to make it over. I was gonna work. I could still work this morning. It's not like it's snowing, I can't work. But our days run from 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day. And then our weeks run from starting tomorrow, Monday, 5 a.m. to 5 a.m. Monday. And this is our last day. In fact, this day runs from now till tomorrow at 5 to finish out the week. And I'm taking Jim to the airport tomorrow at 10:30, and I'm officially, hopefully things are gonna work out. Tomorrow morning, I'm supposed to give Victoria, my manager, a cashier's check for $1,190.70. I got the cashier's check yesterday, so I have my loft secured. And unless something weird has happened, she said, just as long as you bring a cashier's check for $1,170.70. You can secure your apartment. I know, then we got this month to pay. I know, but we're not gonna lose our apartment, dude. Let's take the elevator, dude. It started to snow really bad. Anyway, and it was the first place, actually the longest I'd been away from Southern California in my whole life, because I lived in San Diego from age 7 to 37. I could actually, when I get back to my loft, show you on maps. I like to use Apple Maps to show you where San Diego is in relationship to Denver. Denver's known as the Mile High City. During the regular business hours, Brian is here between 6 a.m. and 2 p.m. But my parking is located inside a really nice office building with security. And I've been in both my loft and my parking for about a year and a half. This is the elevators to the office, and this is the elevator to the parking garage. It has 7 stories. I happen to be I moved my car yesterday. I took the day off, frankly, so I have to make up some time. So I will be working today. What I do every day, I either get my car where I left it the day before on one of the floors, or I move it down to this spot here. Oops, I didn't move it. This is a spot. So by just pushing this button, everything on my computer will go onto this big screen, like so. Check this out. See this? Just change the input. This is what happens. See, it's now on my big screen. And when I moved here originally, I had been living in what's called North County Coastal. And I tell my Lyft customers all the time that one thing about being older, I experienced something that will never happen again. I had a studio apartment right on the bluffs near SRF and in the ocean. I walk across this bridge on a weekday, sunny day, there'd be people walking their dog, people jogging. See, this is the Platte River, and this is just literally in that direction. My loft is about 10 more minutes walking, and I just walked from Starbucks here. But here's the bottom line. Honestly, well, you're talking like you're talking to someone, dude. I know, I gotta pretend that I'm talking to someone, even though in real time, dude, I'm really talking to myself and holding this phone pretending to talk to someone. I'm not like Dean, dude. I know you're not like Dean. You shouldn't try to be like Dean. I know, I'm not trying to be like Dean. Like Dean always says, dude. He says, number 1, we're not a culture of perfection. Don't expect things to be perfect. In fact, oftentimes your life is going to be all fucked up, and you're going to have to go through the dark night of the soul. I know, dude. So he says, we're not a culture of perfection. Dean also says, we're not a culture of comparison. And Dean said, I don't try to be like Matthew McConaughey or Tony Robbins, because Tony Robbins is 6'7". I know, he says we're not a culture of comparison. Yeah, don't compare yourself with anybody else but yourself. He said we're a culture of progress. Just be a little better version of yourself every day. I know, dude. This is a condo. I rented a condo up here. In fact, well, it's starting to snow, dude. Driving to Tokyo. Well, I'm in my loft, driving to Tokyo loft in Denver, Colorado, December 2nd, 2023. And I had something happen today that made me feel a lot more relieved. I came very close to losing my apartment here. When I say close, I had to come up with $1,190.70, and I was still $30 short. And it's Saturday, and I had to come up with a cashier's check for $1,170.70. I was $30 short when I woke up this morning. I was freaking out because here's the bottom line. Listen to this very carefully. If I didn't come up with this check on Monday, Victoria was giving me, the manager here, a couple extra days, actually a whole week extra. She said if I can come up with that money Monday morning, I can keep my apartment. But if I can't, I'd be evicted. In other words, I'd have to move out all my stuff, my computer, all my furniture, and basically vacate this after I've been here about a year and 3 or 4 months. It's home for me, and I love it here. And that was a huge thing. I was really, really freaking out this morning. For only $200 a month, it was a studio apartment. Now rents go for no less than $2,000, same place. And back then, Encinitas, North County Coastal, which is about 40 miles north of San Diego, 40 minutes, and 2 hours south of LA. My friend Richard, one of my best friends, is still living there in the same exact apartment for 34 years now, and his rent's around $1,700. Anyway, the point is that's where I was living when I came here originally. Completely different environment. Encinitas is right on the ocean, climate's different, and here Denver is considered the mile-high city because it's 5,280 feet above sea level. Also, there's 53 14,000-foot peaks, and Colorado is known not for the ocean, but for the skiing, and for lots of sunny days in the winter, mild winters. And since I got back, when I was away, first of all, marijuana, recreational and medical, was not legal. Now it is. There's marijuana dispensaries all over. In fact, directly across the street from my back alley entrance is a dispensary. They're all over. That's changed. Number two, the demographics seem like there's just a lot of people in their 20s and 30s, because the big thing here now, and I pick up a lot of people that fall in this category, because I picked up almost 2,000 people. A lot of the young people, they're doing what's called hybrid or remote. When COVID happened, a lot of the companies had everyone work out of their home, and since a lot of people use technology or the internet, they did that. They realized they could save a lot of money on office space. So what happened is there's now a new term called hybrid or remote, and that means there's a lot of young people that can work anywhere in the world, including Denver. So this is a very popular place for people that are in their 30s and 40s because of the skiing, because of Red Rocks, the climate, the vibe. This is a little bit like the Amsterdam of the US now. So it's actually a pretty cool place to live. That's one of the reasons I came here. Now I'm just about to my loft right now. That's how long it takes. It's 4 minutes and 47 seconds to get to my loft. And I live in a secure building, and that's where I'm going into right now. I'm on the 4th floor, number 406, in the heart of Lodell. I'm gonna be able to show you when I get up to my loft, give you a quick tour, but also show you on Apple Maps exactly where I am right now. This apartment has a simple walk-through kitchen, nothing fancy. Basics: refrigerator, pantry, dishwasher, microwave I got out of the hallway when I needed one that was brand new and it's free. I just got some glasses and some stuff from Goodwill, cheap, when I originally moved in. And then I have a sink, a stove, and this is my main room. I have that sheet on the window. I'm gonna get a regular curtain because that faces the alley, and I can take it down at night. I put that up daytime because the sun comes through and shines on my screen. As I walk into my main room, this space could be used for something, another desk, another workstation. This is turning back to the area that I work on videos, although I don't need the speaker. I don't need my $2,000 Mac Pro computer. This is Elsie by her truck. She had a Volvo She was also a female trainer because there's more and more people, women going into trucking. So often they'll pair a woman up with a fellow woman. So she's awesome. She travels about 3,000 miles a week, and she's a pretty awesome truck driver. This is she and I by her truck. We happened to just bump into each other. She was going to Colorado, and she just come in with a quick stop to drop an empty and pick up a load, I think. Actually, she came here and got an empty, then she went out and to take a load to Colorado when I met up with her in North Las Vegas. Dude, I think we should tell the listening audience our channel since we put so much time and energy, although we haven't monetized it, dude. I know. Anyway, this is my channel, folks. It's called Driving to Tokyo. There's a whole bunch of backstory to this driving. Many of my friends, well, your friends have disappeared, dude. Sophia's not talking to you. Freddie's not talking to you. Chicago's, I know. Most of my friends have disappeared, dude. But anyway, the friends that do know me, well, there's not anybody that knows you anymore, dude. Well, dude, come on, man. Let me get back on track. I call my channel called Driving to Tokyo because I drove a taxi, I drove for airport specialist, I drove for night transportation for 750,000 miles, and I went to Tokyo 5 times every fall and every spring for 2 years. Driving to Tokyo. So for those of you that don't know the story, I know Robert, we talk all the time. I think I've even connected with Robert in my truck, but this is 102-963, it's a Kenworth T680. When I came back from my 5th and final time, after going to Japan 5 times, I was there October 2019 to December 18th, 2019, and went back to work in January, and then COVID hit, and night transportation gave me this brand spanking new $140,000 Kenworth, and I ended up driving it 200,000 miles through COVID, and I still haven't gone back to Japan 4 years later. So this is a conversation I just had with my bro, Bloom at Legal Pete's. That's 4 minutes out my door here in downtown Denver. Let's go back to the regular program. That was 18 years after you went to Brazil, dude. I know, that was like 18 years after I went to Brazil. I went to Tokyo. Imagine that. I meet Sylvia Jen Santos. Is that a motorcycle out there, dude? I can hear it out in the alley, dude. Do what you have to do.
You gotta do what you gotta do to pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you slack off, fuck.
Uh-huh. Hopefully one day that'll pay the bills, you know?
No, you just gotta take care of business, bro.
Yeah.
No, Matthew McConaughey called me the other day.
No way.
Secret of you influencing to get a yes. And you have to get a yes. In your business, in your life, in the promotion you want, in launching your course, in having a workshop or a mastermind or a community or a membership or writing your book and you want people to say yes, or doing a podcast and you want people to come and listen. The way you get people to listen to you, to agree with you, to say yes to you, is to allow them to feel understood. Sometimes we get so excited about what we have, what we want to deliver, that we forget to allow someone to feel like, wow, she gets me. He gets me. When people say to me, why are you so good at sales? I think people are looking for a magic. Oh, if you do this, if you say this one hook. Yeah, there's a strategy. That's what we teach so much in Mastermind. There's so many great trainings about sales. But really, when someone asks me and it boils down to is, there's 3 things. I truly care about people. I care about you. I hope you feel that on an ongoing basis. That's why I'd never miss a Monday. I truly care about you. Number 2, I love what I do so much that I feel bad if I don't get a yes. But number 3 is I want to meet you where you are. I want to let you feel understood. I want you to know I know the pain. I know the fear. I know what you're scared of. I also know your goals. I know your dreams. I know your desires. Why? Because I read thousands of your comments. I read your feedback obsessively. Leave me a message below. I will read it by the end of the week. I always do. That's why I'm set for next week. I want you to feel understood. I want you to know that I understand that it can be scary. I want you to understand I know what imposter syndrome feels like. I want you to understand that sometimes you feel like I'm too old or I'm out of the loop or there's too much competition or am I really an expert? Do I really know? No one knows my name. I don't have any followers. I'm not good on live. I know all that. I also know sometimes people in your life that you love dearly think this is crazy that you want to do your own thing or take it to the next level. I want you to feel understood because I've been there, but I also know the other side. When you gain skills, when you take uncomfortable action, you say, screw that, and you become the man or the woman you're meant to be, not the one sometimes we're settling to be. So this was a long way, a long approach to say selling is service. And you have to get a yes in order to expand your life, your business, your success, and your income. But isn't it cool to get a yes through letting people go, well, God darn it, Bridget gets me, Andrew gets me, Marvina gets me, Stephanie gets me, Patricia gets me. That's why I'm going to say yes to them. That's why I'm going to work with them. That's why I'm going to give them money, give them my respect, give them my commitment. So, people buy from you and learn from you when they feel understood, not just when they understand you. Meet people where they are. Enter their conversations. Finish their sentences. Let them feel they have an advocate in you, and you will earn their respect, you will earn their business, and your business will grow. That was my message for today. I hope that landed. I'm such an observer of people, and I do a lot of that. You guys wouldn't know this, but I'm a heck of an introvert. When there's people, even family at my house, it's hard for me not to want to stay in the kitchen, cook, take care of things, take care of the kids. It's weird. Maybe I talk so much for a living that when I'm home, I kind of want to be to myself. So I do a lot of listening, and watching people interact is so incredible. And those that are winning, they're the listeners. They're the ones that allow people to go, oh, they might not agree with me, but they hear me. All right. That's my message for today. For those of you who haven't seen, hopefully you got an email. We're doing one amazing Black Friday bundle. It's at deansblackfriday.com. Now, here's the cool part. If you are a yearly member of mastermind.com, you know what you have to do? Nothing. You're getting a bunch of cool bonuses because you are a part of our yearly family. If you're a monthly paying member, then you're going to want to go check out and see how you can upgrade for a huge discount, plus so many incredible bonuses, even a live training I'm doing next month that you can't miss. It's going to be so good. I'm going to pull back the curtain on one of my biggest campaigns ever. It's really solid. We're doing it for our mastermind group that meets in here. It's a $25,000 a year mastermind group. They're an amazing family. I'm going to do a special training, and if you're a part of the Black Friday offer, a part of the yearly, you're going to get that and a whole bunch of other stuff. Go to deansblackfriday.com. You should check it out. If you're a yearly member, you don't have to do anything. If you're not, time to upgrade, and everybody else, go check it out. deansblackfriday.com. It's pretty special. All right, I appreciate you so much. People, learn from you, buy from you, say yes to you when they feel understood. Fall in love with your client. Fall in love with their success. Fall in love with your product. You'll never sell a day in your life, but you'll grow like mad. All right.
Yeah, on my cell phone.
Really?
I'm just kidding.
I was like, no way, man. That'd be sick. Hey, one day.
One day. You just gotta keep dreaming, bro.
Yeah, well, one day. Are you still doing that stuff?
Yeah, no, bro. I make 4 one-hour film collage documentaries every day. This is my 5th one today.
Are you still doing his class thing?
My favorite Japanese restaurant. Look at my gray beard. This is a young dude. He just subscribed to my channel. What's your name, bro?
Jason.
Jason. We just hit up. He has a.
I got a crying dog. She want to go somewhere.
She wants to go, but we connected.
Had to do. Yeah. We brothers.
We just connected. This is
I can't wait till my beard looks like yours.
Yeah, this is how we do synchronistic
This
shit.
is how we do synchronicity.
Stuff. We
all day.
All day.
Get on his channel.
This is like
Get
Ram
on his
Dass.
channel.
This is Ram Dass. This is a Ram Dass, dude.
Mm-hmm. We Ram Dassian like.
Ram Dass. Thank you, brother.
Hey.
Nice.
No, I'm still. It's all. I'm still doing all the bullshit. Nobody knows about me except you, Andrew, my brother.
He knows, right?
And Josh.
Right. Josh knows. Caleb knows.
And Caleb, you guys are the main A team.
Dude, we are. Yeah.
Anyway, I love St. Mark's Coffee House. You have to be here. There's nothing like the real thing. So it's a beautiful winter day. It's 57 degrees. I'm gonna actually. Here's the deal. I fucked up. And here's how I fucked up. I mentioned and I'm a little sad right now. Last night, for example, at 2 o'clock in the morning in my loft, I was so fearful and anxiety ridden and starting to already thinking I'm gonna lose my apartment. And it's one of those things. I was sad. I just talked to my mom today. I was sad because my dad's dying. I was sad because a whole bunch of my friends that I care about, Sylvia, Sophia, Freddie, Chicago, even my own 2 sisters aren't talking to me. And I'm human. And I get sad. And also, you know, I've always struggled with depression for my whole entire life since my girlfriend, Carol Cook, committed suicide when I was 23. And now I'm 70. So, you know, I just, fortunately, April, my parking garage manager, I told her what happened. I said, I can't pay my parking this month. She was really cool. My parking's $280. It's almost $10 a day, but enables me to park my Prius anytime, 24 hours a day. I have covered parking, secured parking, 1 block from where I live. It's a necessary evil because of where I live. Now, for example, where I'm walking right now, City Park area, which is an area, in fact, I'm going to show you in a minute. There's a house I'm going to show you in about 2 minutes called the Gaylord House that I lived in 1992, when I first moved here in 1990. I lived in this beautiful mansion. I paid $200 a month. $200 a month, including utilities. Now, of course, this was now 31 years ago, and I was the #1 massage therapist at the Brown Palace. I gave up my car after I drove my Cadillac here. I sold it in the same exact neighborhood where the St. Mark's coffee shop is. I didn't have a car, so I didn't have a car. I didn't have insurance, so that saved me money. My rent was $200, including utilities. A beautiful, big mansion called the Gaylord House. While I was in the house, just before I fell in love with Sylvia, I had my first girlfriend here, Debbie, for 2 years. She actually moved into this Gaylord house and rented a room. I had my room, and she had a room across the hall. And while we were in a relationship in the great Gaylord house, I got her involved with network marketing, Mattal Botanicals, and then we actually switched from Mattal Botanicals to Herbalife. And we got hooked up with a man named John Peterson that coincidentally was the #1 distributor in the whole entire world of Herbalife. Now, take into consideration, this was 1992, 31 years ago. John Peterson and his wife, well, I don't know if they're actually going to tear this down or not. John Peterson was the #1 distributor of Herbalife. He was making $160,000 a month. And we were working directly with him. And Debbie had a room across the hall from mine. And we set her room up as our office where we were selling a product called Thermogenics, which was like a weight loss product. And we are using John Peterson's system of running these little ads in small little newspapers, and we're selling it. And then we're sending the Thermogenics to customers, priority mail, Debbie and I had the business going. I think my income got up around $2,000 a month at one point. And Debbie and I were doing it together. In fact, one of my friends that's still living here, John Wachter, was in our business. And another friend, I don't know where he is, Mark Gilbert, was in the business. And a chiropractor that was right around the corner here was in the business. I had 2 chiropractors in my downline. Wow, this place is all run down now. This is the place. It looks like it's completely run down, and it's vacant. I'm gonna turn the camera around. Now here's what's kind of funny. There's a guy named Brian Griese, who was the starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos. This is years ago. Well, this place is completely run down. It's empty. It's completely empty. Well, it's completely empty and vacant. Not like when I was living here. But here's what happened. Till recently, the starting quarterback, used to be the starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos, who's now on TV, Brian Griese, turned this place into, it's called Judy's Place, and turned it into a place to put up grieving kids whose parents, often the mom, had died of cancer. Well, this is completely vacant and run down. But anyway, he's successful, had this place. I'm going to turn around and show it to you. My bedroom window was right here. I'll show you. This was my bedroom window right here. And this place is completely vacant and run down now. This was my bedroom window. And this was a living room. Completely nothing in here. But this is where I lived for 2.5 years. So this is another room here. It's just completely vacant. When Brian had Judy's Place, this place was nice. But this is the neighborhood. And I lived here. Debbie used to park her car right here. And the yard's not, this is completely empty. Yard, this was my bedroom window. Now, taking consideration this was like 31 years ago. But anyway, I was paying $200 a month. I was #1 therapist at the Brown Palace, and I was making $65 an hour cash. Well, I don't know what's going on. This is completely run down. When I got here a couple years ago, it was actually in good shape, but I guess it was sold. This used to be the back door that Debbie used to come in when she came home. And this is the backyard. This wasn't here like this. And this is the back kitchen area. See, it says, Judy's House for Grieving Children and Families. And this was the back kitchen area. And this is the back area. And this is just 2 blocks from City Park. See, but this is what the first place I lived when I moved to Denver, 1992. Dude, there's nobody here. I know there's nobody right here right now, dude, because I'm in my apartment and I'm making this video before I send it to Photos, dude. And then I have to send it to driving to Tokyo. And then if it's a long video, dude, it takes about a day. And then I have to send it unlisted to people like Sylvia or Chicago or even Seoul. And then they have to watch it, dude. I know, but let's just give it a college try, dude. So you probably don't know what this is, but can you take a guess where this is? Do you think it's Denver? I'll give you a hint. Do you think it's Denver, Colorado, or do you think it's Tokyo, Japan? Well, I'll tell you, it's more specifically, this is near Fujisawa, near a beautiful house that one of my best friends has. She started out as an Airbnb host, but she's one of my best friends. The last time I was in Japan, I stayed at her place for 2 weeks.
Konnichiwa.
Hello, konnichiwa.
Hello. Hi. So good. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm glad I saved my place. It was really hard, but I have my place. Yeah,
Yeah.
on Saturday I was $30 short of it, and what happened is I talked to a friend that I met at Starbucks, who's one of my airport customers, my one and only airport customers. I asked, his name's Jim. I asked him if he would prepay for airport trip to the airport, $100, and he gave me $200. He gave me $200 for 4 airport trips, and I took him to the airport today. So he's the one that was responsible for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have the money.
Oh.
Yeah, so he
Sugoi.
was nice enough to give me $100. He gave me $200, and I needed $30. So I was able to get my cashier's check on Saturday, and I had to have the check today, Monday. And so he's the one that, without his help, I may not have my apartment. So
I see.
yeah. So I'm happy. Remember I told you last time we talked, I may not be in my apartment. And so but I still have lots of work to do. I still have lots of bills to pay and still lots to do. But the main thing, it would have been a huge problem, because I would have had to move all my stuff out and put it in storage and sleep in my car. And plus, on top of doing all that, I would have still owed them a bunch of money. It would have gone into litigation and attorney and all kinds of problems. So I'm really happy, you know. So anyway,
That is.
I guess we should probably start, huh? But anyway, thank you. I'm glad that we're here together.
So this. Yeah, let's start.
Yeah, okay.
はい。南無法蓮華経、南無法蓮華経、南無法蓮華経。四法蓮華経、連邦第二次生存13枚安城二期合社理発勝仏地営人人無料合地営門南下南流一切小門百死仏小不老地小医者が仏像真言百千万六無臭小仏人行小仏無料道法有名小人名小不門長寿人人未造右法 随に小説一周難下写利発五十成仏以来修十因縁修十比喩公演言教無修方便インド修上料理
And these are friends of hers that I got to know. And this is me. I only know 2 Japanese words, konnichiwa and arigato. But guess what? I have more friends in Japan than I do in Denver or even the US. And I have friends that really, really care. And I have the best friends in the world in Japan. And Sari is one of them. I wish it'd just take off, man. I hate loud motorcycles, dude. But at least there's no sirens, dude. Anyway, let's get back on point. God. About 18 years after I came back from Sao Paulo, April 20th, 1999, 18 years later, I would go to Tokyo, Japan, October 2017. So my channel has to do, in my potential book, in my speaking engagements and all that stuff, it has to do with driving in Tokyo. These are my current videos. As you can see, I hardly have any subscribers. I have 137, 226 videos. 2 views. This is my friend Bloom. This is 7 minutes, 50 seconds. This is Tony Robbins' partner, Gene Graziosi, 4 views 1 day ago. This is 5 views. See, I'm not breaking any records, but it's good content, you know? So anyway, I tell my Lyft customers to click on subscribe. I have them type in driving to Tokyo space channel in the search, subscribe. And then I tell them as I'm driving to basically do this. Think of the Driving to Tokyo channel as a book, and these are all concept pieces. I know I've made over 3,500 videos. I make 4 a day, but I don't download all of them. I make 4 a day and delete 3. And this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg. So I paid Mike, there's Mike right here. Mike, who is the co-founder, and Mike and Michelle, there's Mike again. I paid Mike $7,000 to set up all the thumbnails. This is one of my favorite DMs, Mike and I. And so these are all the thumbnails. So I paid him $7,000 to set up all the titles and the thumbnails for me. But it was my story. In other words, I don't want to sound egocentric or egotistical, but I was the guy who drove the truck 1,000,000 miles, went to Japan, who has all the stories, and he's the dude that was like he did all the, you know, the thumbnails. Plus this is a weekly recap. And now it's been, oh gosh darn it, it's been 4 years since I've been to Japan. So gosh, I don't even know how long it's been when Mike and I did set up the channel. This is something I highly recommend. This is LC, Weekly Recap with Doug and Mike. She's an awesome lady. She's a female truck driver. It was our first Zoom call. It's 1 hour and 7 minutes. Highly recommend it. It has 107 views. This quick pit stop where my friend Christopher Stone. Now Chris is up in Mount Shasta, and this is exit 745. I just talked to him for about 3 hours yesterday. He's one of my best friends. But there's a lot of stuff here. Now, I have to admit, this is all my life, not your life. So, and I don't have a girlfriend. You're not my girlfriend. And most of my friends are long gone. I know, so my best audience, dude, is actually my Lyft customers, dude. So this is Mary Laverty. She mentioned me on page 39 of Stop Screaming at the Microwave. And this is jumping off the bridge in Twin Falls, 93, that goes up to the 84. That I talked about Dolores of the Cranberries who died. Cranberries over the road truck stop back in the studio. And where are we going to? All the way to the bottom. So there's gratitude. I'm having a big, huge crisis with my mom and dad and my 2 sisters right now. This is Drive Me to Tokyo, Meaning Coffee, and my friend Jeff, 617. Now, my friend Chicago, who's not talking to me anymore, said my videos are too long. They're all over the place. They have to be specific, titled, I just did a Zoom call with Amy just an hour ago, dude, from Tokyo. So this is the intro video. It's 59 seconds long. Trucking Life, what it's like over the... So think of this as my book, but it's a visual book, and each one of these are chapters. So anyway, if you're one of my Lyft riders who subscribe to my channel, I highly recommend you just go through these one by one, and by the time you go through them, well, you have a pretty good idea of who I am. I'm also using this for dating, although I haven't gotten a date yet, because some women are asking me if I'm single or married. So what I do is I have them subscribe to my channel, and I ask them to watch my videos, and if they think I'm an interesting dude, we can have a cup of coffee. So this is kind of my Drive Me to Tokyo channel. This is 6 minutes and 31 seconds. I push stop button, and this becomes a recent video. Or my other 2 iPhones, or any of the stuff here, because I do all my video editing on this phone I have in my hand. It's a 1 terabyte phone. It has as much storage as my $2,000 Mac Pro computer. I can project what's on my Mac Pro computer right here onto my 65-inch TV, like so. And as I take a step back, you can see the difference between the size of... This is where I just actually had my Zoom call with Amy in Tokyo just a few minutes ago. I have a speaker, one other iPhone that's back behind my computer. I use my iPhones to do airdrops and other things. This is a couch that my maintenance man Charles gave me when I moved in. I actually slept on the floor for the first several days until I got my bed. This is a $1,400 new Denver mattress. One of my neighbors gave me a platform so it's off the floor. And these are some things I got from my mother and father's place. When I went to see my dad, he said he was dying June 5th. I had a whole bunch of photos and stuff about my life, because that's part of what I'm going to be going through with Drive Me to Tokyo, including an article about me June 29th, 1981. New program, Feels Good Health, and all kinds of stuff, including an old email and other things. And my New Mexico School of Natural Therapeutics diploma that I got when I was 28 years old, when Sharon and I, my wife, and I went to school in New Mexico. We graduated together July 23rd, 1982, which resulted to start my natural therapeutic specialist career, which I did for about 15 years or something like that. So this is basically my apartment. This is my Butsutan that Amy sent from Japan. It encases the Goanzen that we chant to. We don't have a Buddha statue or anything like that. This is a piece of furniture my neighbor gave me and a desk. These are my prayer beads and some books that Amy gave me about Nichiren Shoshu practice. And that's about it. This is where I'm going to be sitting and making this video now. So this has been a 4-minute, 29-second video. So when I push stop, this will go onto the iMovie recent videos on this phone. What's called the Denver metro area. Denver is nowhere close to being like Sao Paulo. This is Denver, where I live. This is the Denver International Airport. To give you perspective, this is where I drove a taxi way back when I was 42 years old, when I was going back and forth to Brazil in 98, 99. The airport's now 27 years old, and this is Pena Boulevard. And to get to my place, you'd have to go about 30-minute drive. And this is considered the Denver metro area. Recording this in where I live and work is called Lodo, for Lower Downtown. It's in downtown. It's the center of Denver. It's called the Historical District. So I'm gonna give you a little tour from a map's perspective. This is where my loft is. My car is parked across the street at a garage. It's 7 stories. This is Coors Field. It's a baseball field. It opened in 1996, and when it opened, all all the buildings here were brick from the 1800s. They, one by one, they started converting them into lofts and pubs and restaurants. So my loft actually opened originally in 1996. This is Whole Foods. I have some video of me walking there today. It's literally a 4-minute walk. Whole Foods is owned by Amazon. It's an upscale, kind of cool store. I don't know if they have them in England or Brazil, but they have them all over the United States. They're owned by Amazon. I have a regular supermarket, King Soopers, over here, but I usually go to Whole Foods. This is REI. This is where I walk to a Starbucks that's right on the Platte River. It's about an 11-minute walk. And this is Ball Arena. It used to be called Pepsi Arena. It's where the Colorado Avalanche hockey team plays, and also the Denver basketball team, which is called the Denver Nuggets. This is the football stadium where the Broncos play. So it's 3 major sports facilities, all within walking distance of my apartment. This is Elitch Gardens. This is a beautiful park, Cummins Park here at Platte River. Just everything's within walking distance. This is the Colorado Convention Center. This is the state capitol. And then just east of where I live now is a place called City Park right here. It's not that far. It's about 2 miles or about a 10-minute drive. And this is my old street right here, 2264 Dexter, where I lived in a basement apartment when I met you, 2264 Dexter Street. This is the zoo and City Park. I walk around this lake all the time. And if you zoom out, you'll then see, this is where I am in the center of Denver. Now, nevertheless, first thing I want to say is I do hope and pray you're okay. Given that we aren't talking, and given there's a possibility you've decided not to come back to Messenger, and if you have decided, and obviously then I'm not going to have any chance of even talking to you on the video. But I'm doing this just with the hope you do come back. The other thing I want to tell you is I would like to know how you're doing, even though we're not having a real conversation. If we were having a real conversation, I would want to ask you questions about you, not talk about me. Like, where are you living? Are you still in Brazil? I know you went to, I think, take care of your father or be with your father. I don't know what happened there. My own father is dying, and I did go and drive to see him last June for a couple days, and he's still alive. But I'm having some serious family problems. So my family situation, including my dad dying, is really difficult now. I don't know what your situation is like. I don't know if you're still in Brazil. I don't know if you're in England. I don't know if you're happy. I don't know if you're sad. I don't know if life is good. I don't know how you are financially, how things are. I would like to know, and I'd be very happy if you were happy, if you're in a relationship, if things are going awesome. Now, I'm recording this knowing that there's a possibility that you've decided not to be friends and you're completely at peace with not speaking to me or being a friend or a real friend, and you're happy. You have every right to choose what you feel is best for you. But I'm coming back here to tell you I prefer to be lifelong friends. And I want to clear that I don't have any expectations about having some type of romantic relationship. And it's not that I'm with someone, I'm alone. It's not that, how do I say it? It's not that I don't treasure the time over 20 years ago that we were romantic. I do, but I don't have any unrealistic expectations. That isn't the reason why I'm here. The other thing is, you have no idea, and I don't expect you have an idea of what's going on and what I'm dealing with. Now, I'm not saying this in any way as a victim. I'm not saying this in a way that you would even care like you, if you were in a relationship with me, or even if you're a real friend of mine, you'd probably care, right? And I'm not saying that to be cold. I'm just saying if we're going to have a friendship where we actually know each other, we have some time and work to do. But I'm willing to do the work. So, for example, just a completely different subject. I just got off a Zoom call with Amy. I recorded it. I was going to play some of it with you. She is my Nichiren Shoshu Buddhist teacher and sponsor. I'm not saying teacher. She's not like a priest, but she's been chanting and practicing Nichiren Buddhism with her husband for about 35 or 40 years. And I met her below the Tokyo Skytree on my third trip to Japan. When I was thinking I should get back involved with Nichiren Buddhism that originated in Japan 800 years ago, and there she appeared. It's one of the mystical, special, cool things about my driving to Tokyo story. That involves driving a taxi, driving a limo, driving a truck, and now driving with Lyft, and Japan. All my videos that I'm doing, including one I'm trying to share with you, all, I believe, if I can live long enough and survive what I'm going through right now, I believe could be the basis of two things. A book very similar to Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights, and also could be the basis of what I speak about maybe 4 or 5 years from now at a Tony Robbins and Matthew McConaughey and Dean Graziosi event. But for me to speak at an event, I have a lot of work to do. I have to get past what I'm going through and having an inspiring, successful story to tell. The very stuff I'm going through right now is what I know Dean and Tony are looking for. They are looking for ordinary people that are having extraordinary challenges that somehow use their mastermind and their family and their events and their mentoring to get by and have a breakthrough. That's what I'm in the middle of. So I hope I'm going to be making an hour video because this is what I do. I'm hoping you watch it, but you don't have to watch all of it in one sitting. I have over 4,500 videos on my Mac Pro computer that I've memorized. I take photos and videos every day with this phone. Now, when I stop, this one's 6 minutes and 51 seconds. As soon as I stop, if I were to stop this at 7 minutes, this would be a recent video on my iMovie on this phone. There it goes, that's 7 minutes.